Hello and welcome to Cash Talks Football with my over 20 plus years of coaching experience. I'm going to break down, what I normally do is break down if it's good goal or bad defending. As the season's not in flow yet, I'm looking at the pre-season and I'm only really doing Premier League teams against Premier League teams. Now, it's also not a fair comparison because a lot of them don't have their full teams. You know, they're starting 11 out against the starting 11. It's all kind of hodgepodge. But I think it's better than playing like a Saudi Arabian team. At least we know the entities of Chelsea and Brighton. Like we actually kind of get that. But playing against some sort of LMS or Major League Soccer All-Star team or something like that, I don't think it's a solid comparison. But there's a couple of interesting things that because one thing what I was doing last season was I wasn't watching the goals. I was just talking as I saw it. Now I'm watching them a bit. I'm going to do a little bit more analysis on things. But this is quite interesting. You can see Brighton obviously are more of a structured and set team than Chelsea. Clearly, Chelsea's got Pochettino coming in. To be fair, they lost Koulibaly as one of their centre-backs. And I think Chelsea are going to struggle again this season because of that. And you're going to see that appear with what happens right now. Let's have a little look what's going on. So if we look, right, they're starting a little, the old 2v1 corner routine. Okay, fine. They should know how to defend that. But this is what I'm really sort of looking at. And you can see the difference here. Okay, that's a mess. He should be back there helping him on the line. So at least because they've got the players. Normally, do you want two players helping bully the one player off the goalkeeper? No. But in this situation, we've got 1, 2, 3 guys. Well, actually, I'd kind of leave those 2 guys alone because one in front, one behind. That's perfect. You've got 2 guys there. You can afford to get one back. Now, also on the edge of the box here, look, you can see there's 2 guys here, 2 guys here. Okay, what this really shows you is this, right? If you're a defender right now, what you want to be doing is looking at that space. One of these 2 either needs to go back and block him, or basically make sure that this area here, because you can see they've opened up that space by no one standing in it. That's where they want the ball to go. Let's play this forward and see what happens. Bump, bump, bump. Dosh, out the ball goes wide. Look, these guys have dropped back into that gap. That's where they wanted to be, right? You can see that. They're no longer sort of pressuring it towards the goalkeeper. They're aiming into this space that's been opened up. Actually, they didn't... See, when they did this 2v1 here, they didn't really realise it was a 3v2 and they had this guy over here. Because, honestly, I don't think Chelsea really know what they're doing. Goes out, Bonf. Now they're in all sorts of trouble here. They can play it back out here and get an angle, but they don't. He whips in a ball. Now, I think this is a bit lucky because it goes into the back post. It's either a bit lucky or it's absolutely terrible defending here because this guy gets this nice, easy header, which he does. Dosh. Oh, remember that space I told you they were looking for? You could see they're opening it up. They did quite convincingly, and it's a tap-in. Look how many Chelsea players, let's move this on a bit, bump here, aren't doing anything. They're stop ball watching. Yeah, I know it's pre-season, so I really can't get too mad at them. But no sort of clue that this danger's happening. There's so many players, and it's completely free. Bang! No one near him. It's like, oh my God, we're shocked. Terrible. Well, let's get on to the next goal. I think that's bad defending. I still think it's a well-worked corner as well. I think Brighton's done well working that corner, but it's still terrible defending. Let's get on to the next goal. So here we are picking them up on the next goal. Here's obviously Chelsea are attacking Brighton. It's 2v1 here, but look at this. These 2 here, just watch. This guy's just completely unmarked. Look, he spots the danger and he's running to it, but this guy stopped. You can see, like, even in a freeze frame of his body language, he's not doing anything. Let's just move it forward. Look, you can see, look, even he's not. Look, you can say he's not doing anything. Look at how bad that is. It's one of these things where when I coach, right, and I hear this all the time from especially people in England because they don't have a clue of what they're talking about. Yeah, but he's playing his position. He's a defensive midfielder. So? There's no other centre-back. You go become that player right now. That means you're not playing football. All you're doing is saying, oh, well, I did my job. It's not my job to do that. I've done my job. Yeah. Well, they scored. Yeah, but it's not my job to defend that. Yes, it is. And this is one of the problems in modern football. The younger generations think, well, it's not my job. I don't have to do it. Or it's not his job. He should. No, he should. He should immediately read that situation and go in there and cut that off. But he doesn't. He stands there and goes, oh, I was in the right place, Rev. Sorry, coach. I was in the right place. Doesn't matter. It does matter. You're crap, mate. So, little 1-2. Mind you, he's still got to play the little wall pass there. Does. That's nice. This guy who's seen the danger, he's still reacting. He's running past this idiot. And then this happens. Golf, dump, little bit of a scuffle. And the ball goes in the net. Now, those little scuffle goals, they happen quite a lot at the beginning of the season because people just... If you've ever played football and you've ever kind of got the ball stuck under your feet where you're tired and your legs aren't with you, or you've had a bad first touch and the ball's got caught under your feet. That's kind of why these goals happen. It's the same sort of scenario. But let's get on to the next goal. Okay, at this point in the game, Brighton have had a player sent off, and it's quite early in really, and still first off, I think. And yeah, that's basically ruined the game, especially in a pre-season friendly. Someone's managed to get themselves sent off, and now it's all over the place. Their team shape's kind of crappy, and it opens them up for goals like this. Ball comes in. This is a classic. Striker gets it, knocks it off, makes a spin run in. If you ever want to be a good striker, do that. Receive the ball, just play it back to the guy you got it from, and make a little button hook run in, and off you go. Boof. And look, you can see he's pulled the defender in. It's opening up the space for him to go into. All he's done is knock it back, and he's running straight in there. Actually, quality forward play. We'll give him credit there. Bomp. This guy, Mudryk, I don't know how do you pronounce his name properly, was spent for 100 million. Pretty fair. He's been crap. For 100 million quid, you better be quality, son. He's been crap. That's a quality touch. He's done well there, though. Ball bounces again. All this guy does, knocks it off. Does it twice. Both are great little plays. And then this guy goes, Bush, that's why I'm worth 100 million. Whacks it into the bottom of the net box. Good strike, Sonny, good strike. I expect more from him this year, because I thought he was absolutely rubbish for 100 million last year. If you'd spent 40 million on him, you'd have been pissed off. But for 100 million, God, it's crap. Let's get on to the next goal and see what happens. Obviously, Chelsea are going to start romping away with it because, oh yeah, Brighton's got a player off. So, yeah. Okay, we're going to start here because there's not really much to see. All it's really about is Brighton kind of pushed forward a little bit, and because they're a player down, they've got caught, and they've all started about here, and they've rushed in because the back four is up a little bit. But you can see what I'm talking about with these little shit goals in pre-season. Let's have a little look. Ball comes in. To be fair, that's the best option there. He's doing well. Like, that's useless, honestly. The reason why is because you're too far away from the ball. If there was a connecting player here, you'd be great. That means the only ball we can play to you is up in the air. And if we can do that, if the ball's in the air, it takes too long to get there and people can react to it. If it's on the ground, much harder, much faster. Right, Bosch goes in. Look at that. That'd be brilliant. Just lay it to him. Let him smash it in the net box. No, he takes a touch and woofs it and has a smack at two defenders. That is called bad football. You see a player in the middle right there who you should have passed to, but you've drifted here and smashed it against two players. This is just giving it to him and him smacking it in the goal. Watch what happens next, though. Look, oh, dude, he got stuck under his feet. He pokes it to the guy, should have got it all along, and he kicks it in the net box. That's a goal that wouldn't have happened if they had more players on the field, because let's go back to where that player was absolutely rubbish. Right there, look at that. All he's got to do is play him that ball. Don't know who he is, but he's terrible at the football. All he's got to do, look, this guy's got so much, I think that's actually Conor Gallagher in there in the middle. He's got so much time here. He's putting his hands up and asking for it. I mean, in the 18-yard box, give him the bloody ball, mate. That's why you're crap at the football. And again, it's one of those other bundle ones where they couldn't get the ball out of their feet because they're all old and tired. Ugh. And it's a Sunday League goal because it's pre-season, kind of like the one they just scored a minute ago. Let's get on to the next. Again, I'm not sure if look, it's just such a hard game because obviously someone was sent off. But if someone's sent off, you can't have three people that far up because look, you leave a guy completely open there, and the guy's completely open there, right? And I get it that the ball just went to the keeper and then they're still tracking back. I get it. But even still, you've got to do the work. It's pre-season. It's when you do it. Right? So the ball gets played straight into there. There's no one to challenge him whatsoever. There's no one here. Like he could, right, as soon as that ball's played in, he should be shuffling over this way straight away, right? And everyone's going to go, yeah, but you're leaving this player on mark. It's not your problem. Your problem's the ball, and you're the only person that can deal with it. So you shuffle and deal with the ball, and then you hope one of your idiot teammates can deal with that. And this is what happens because he doesn't put pressure on the ball. Look, he's asking someone else, come back. No, you're the only one goal side. You're the one that should be pressuring the ball, not your mate coming from the blind side around. You need to be pressuring the ball because what he has is all the time and the space in the world to go donk over the top because you back off instead of pressuring the ball. Yes, he's going to beat you with the pass, yeah, into there. But that's so different than him just being able to play a simple through ball over the top and have his mate run on, do a little bit of a thing and whack it in the net box. And that's how simple it is. Yeah, pressure the ball. Don't say it's somebody else's job. And remember, Brighton can play some decent football, so they decided to right here. Dancing around a little bit much there. But honestly, they're letting him. He's just running through. Load of Chelsea players. There's no way this guy should be scoring a goal here. And he gets a penalty. There we go. It's a penalty. Yeah, hacked down in the box because of reasons. Yeah, and obviously they score, and now it's 4-2, and the game looks a little bit tight. Let's get on to the last goal. Okay, so this is what I was talking about, Koulibaly not going. Look, obviously, look at this guy. He's screaming for a foul, but there's a bigger problem there. If this guy manages to get through with the ball, he's too busy complaining. Look, and the line's not quite right. There's no real leadership. Mate, you shouldn't be screaming for the foul. You should be concentrating on the game of football, because if you don't, this is what happens. Boom, look, he's still screaming for the foul. Bump, bump, bump. This guy isn't even in position. He's still 2v1. What he should have been doing was screaming at this guy here, number 41, to get back and help. Not at the referee for the free kick. Scream at your teammate that comes, so this guy's not isolated 2v1. You haven't done your job, buddy. Your job is to get him back here and make sure that he's okay. Hasn't happened. All of a sudden, boff, bit of skill. Well, not even, but he just, simple. Didn't even have to do the step over. He just shunned his weight to one side and was gone straight past this young kiddie here. You're still busy not paying attention. Let's have a look. Bump, bump, bump. Still not paying attention. Bump, 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 bump. Doesn't know where you're going. Now you're still caught in no man's land. You're not marking him. You're not going to the ball, which you don't really need to because there's two people there. But what you haven't done is had a look. All you've done is stare at the football because you're bad at it. You haven't bothered to look over your left shoulder, your right shoulder. Right shoulder, look at the keeper because he might be pointing at someone and telling you to bloody well mark him, and you've never even looked at him the whole time. You don't know what's going on. Beat both of you, knocks the ball in, whacks it in the goal. It's that simple. They've switched off because one centre-back was complaining about a free kick and not keeping their minds on the game. All of a sudden, the whole defence has stopped playing the game of football. And that's what difference is between youth and experience. Experience would have been shouting at the ref, but actually walking backwards, not handing out stood there with his arms up. He'd been shouting at the ref and still doing his job. 4-3. Don't really get much out of the game, to be fair. I think Chelsea are very vulnerable at the back. I mean, that's a Brighton side that scored 3 goals against them, and they were a player short. They were a man down the whole game. Well, pretty much the whole game. So it's going to be interesting to see how bad Chelsea are this year. So, yeah, we'll find out. But the third game of the season, I'll start to give you my predictions.